If you had asked me 1 year ago, how would you define minimalism? I don't think I'd be able to give you a really good definition of what minimalism actually is. My best guess would be just owning less stuff. Since before I started watching videos on minimalism, I just saw videos titled like Minimalist Room Tour, Minimalist Studio Tour. So just thought it kind of meant not owning a lot of stuff. Now, that is true minimalism, that's a part of minimalism, not owning a lot of stuff, but in a sense, in the essence, that's not really what minimalism actually is. Fast forward a couple months, and I came across this YouTuber by the name of Matt D'Avella. Now, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know who Matt D'Avella is. But I saw his video titled, A Day in the Life of a Minimalist, and the video definitely really intrigued me. I was really interested in the video, so I actually went ahead and checked out his channel, tried to watch more of his videos, and probably watched 30-20 videos in like the span of a week because I was really interested in what he was doing, and I just never seen videos like this. And I also found a guy by the name of Nathaniel Drew, who isn't technically a minimalist, but he does like these type of videos, like self-improvement and so on. But after watching Matt D'Avella, he just really inspired me to actually make my own videos about minimalism. And he's probably one of the big reasons this channel is now about minimalism, self-improvement, and how to live a better and healthier life. He was without a doubt the biggest inspiration to this channel. Now, after watching him a little bit and actually trying to figure out who he actually is, I found out he actually directed a documentary on Netflix. I believe the documentary is, I think, an hour and a half long. So after I watched him and found out he filmed this documentary, I went ahead, hopped on Netflix, and watched the entire documentary. And if you have not seen it, I highly encourage you to go ahead and watch the documentary. I think it's like 2-3 years old. I think it's a pretty old documentary, but it's really interesting. I highly encourage you to go ahead and watch that. But it's about these people called the Minimalists, who are probably the biggest people in terms of this minimalist culture. And I found out they had a podcast, a YouTube channel, so I went ahead and started listening to their podcast, started watching their YouTube videos, and it got me more and more interested into this idea of minimalism. So if you have not seen the Minimalist documentary or listen to their podcast or watch Matt D'Avella, I highly encourage you to go ahead and watch them. Without a doubt, they're the biggest inspiration to why I'm becoming more minimalistic, and kind of the direction the channel is going in is thanks to them. Now, because I was really interested in this idea of minimalism and creating videos about minimalism, it actually led to one of my biggest videos on my channel, which is becoming a minimalist in 5 days. If you have not watched that video, I highly encourage you to watch that video. I think at the time of it, like when it came out, I believe it got like 100 views in the first like 30 hours. It was like the fastest growing video on my channel. I think it was probably at that point, not anymore, but I think at that point, it may have been like my top 2 or top 3 most viewed video on the channel. So people definitely really seem to like the video, and even me personally, I've actually rewatched the video multiple times. That and my 100 subscriber video were two of the biggest videos and my most favorite videos to make, and the videos that I continue to rewatch because they are so well done. So I highly encourage you to go ahead and watch that video. The video is just basically where I go through and take 5 days to try to pick a part of my room and kind of try to clean it up and try to make it look a lot nicer and actually get rid of stuff. Granted, my room isn't completely minimalistic, but it definitely looked a lot better. So if you have not watched that video, I highly encourage you to watch that. It's one of my most viewed videos on the channel. Now, I think it's important to understand that minimalism differs for everybody. Everybody has their own definition of minimalism, and there is no sole definition of what minimalism actually is. Now, I believe some misconceptions about minimalism are that your room or apartment needs to be painted white, black, or gray. That's not true, though most minimalists, like house tours, are usually those modern colors. If your room is not that color, that does not mean you can't be a minimalist. Another big misconception about minimalism is you need to own less stuff. That is not true. You can still own a lot of stuff, and you can still be considered a minimalist. Minimalism can basically be categorized into 2 big factors. That's a simpler life, and when it comes to stuff, only keeping stuff that adds value to your life. And what do I mean by a simplistic life? Minimalism is all about living simpler and more organized. So I think if you see any minimalist like room tour or studio, you would just see their room is very organized. It's not hard to find stuff. Everything is like, in terms of like, there's digital minimalism where their files are just all organized. Everything is there. And when it comes to my room is very simplistic. Everything is exactly where it needs to be. Nothing's out of place. I never find myself saying, oh, I can't find my shoes, I can't find my clothes. Everything is all organized and all laid out. Now when it comes to only owning stuff that adds value to your life, that is the most important part of minimalism. It's not getting rid of stuff, it's keeping stuff that adds value to your life. And I think I broke it down to 5 big categories: toys, books, shoes, clothes, and technology. I think those are 5 things that we as a society tend to like hold on. We tend to have clutters of it, collections of it. We tend to hoard all this stuff. We tend to have like 50 pairs of shoes, 100 shirts, 600 books. Now there's nothing wrong with owning a lot of stuff, but you basically need to make sure that that stuff actually like adds value to your life. So if you find yourself having like a ton of shoes, a ton of books, but they don't actually add value to your life, meaning when's the last time you've actually used them? So let's say you own 100 pair of shirts, but I'd like to ask you, okay, so when's the last time you actually wore that white shirt or read that book, and you ask yourself, hold on a minute, a year ago? So that stuff really isn't adding value to your life. So minimalism is basically living a simple life, so it means everything is very organized, and it also just means getting rid of clutter and stuff that getting rid of stuff that doesn't add value to your life. The problem is when you just get rid of stuff, that's considered downsizing. Downsizing and minimalism are 2 different things. Downsizing means you just get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Minimalism means you keep stuff that adds value to your life. So if you wear all 10 pairs of shoes or you read all 50 books, then yeah, or you read them on a daily basis, then yes, keep the books and keep the shoes. Only keep stuff that's actually going to add value to your life. That is the bottom line of minimalism. Basically summed up, living a simpler life and only owning stuff that adds value to your life. If you can do those 2 things, you are considered a minimalist by most people. Now, as crazy as it sounds, you would think minimalism would be a really popular topic. However, it's not a really popular topic. People still own a whole bunch of stuff. Their life isn't very simple. It's very disorganized, and they're not owning stuff that adds value to your life. I think the big problem with that, I think especially in America, we live in a fast-paced world, and especially with online stuff, you can get stuff faster. So you have stuff like Black Friday, you have the malls, you have Amazon Prime, stuff on sales, where nowadays it's so easy to get stuff, and stuff comes so much faster than it used to. Now, I'm not saying to myself that, I'm not telling you guys that I've never done this. If you see my old videos, I've done a whole bunch of videos where I just unbox technology, shoes, and fashion. However, I don't think I bought a shoe for the last year. After hearing about minimalism, that stuff doesn't really appeal to me anymore. I think it's really important to understand that we live in a culture where stuff is a very instant. You can get stuff really fast. There's sales because these companies want to get rid of the stuff that's not selling very well, so just put it on a lower price. And to you, like, oh, that looks so cheap. It's so cheap. Let me go ahead and just take it because it's $50 off. You end up buying like 17 pairs of shoes. You think you saved money, but in reality, you just spent and bought things that don't actually add value to your life, and you think you saved money, but when you get home you realize, you're like, oh my goodness, where am I going to put this? If there's nowhere to put this, you just spent a whole bunch of money on shoes, and now you have no place to put that. So I think you need to understand that I think in this culture, the idea is pushed that buy more stuff, Black Friday, Amazon Prime. Just take a step back and really think, is this item really going to add value to my life, or is this item just going to be all my clutter and my collection of shoes and books that I'm not actually currently using? You really got to think to yourself, if it doesn't add value to your life, then why are you buying it? Anyways guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you found this video to be really informative and really helpful. I know if you're somebody who's not very minimalistic, I hope this video helped, because as far as I know, I never knew what minimalism was. But as soon as I found out what it was, I got addicted to it, and I really wanted to adopt this minimalist culture. So if you've never heard of minimalism, I highly encourage you to adopt this culture and check out some of the videos and podcasts that I shared in the beginning of the video. It definitely is going to really help you to become a more minimalistic. And I will admit, from somebody who, as you've seen before, I've even documented myself buying a whole bunch of stuff, living a more minimalist life, it makes you feel more fulfilled, and you just feel a lot better knowing that you don't own a whole bunch of stuff and everything that you own is actually adding value to your life. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you, before we go and completely finish on the video, if you felt this video was an attack on people who own a lot, I don't mean this video to be attack. I'm not forcing you to become a minimalist. I just highly encourage you to become a minimalist. It's just nicer, or maybe find that middle wave. But I just want to make that disclaimer. I'm not going out and attacking people that like to collect stuff. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. Leave a like on the video, comment on the video, and also share this video if it helped you and you believe it can help somebody else. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!